Okay, let's talk about patching some UMK3 plus ROMs. First thing we're going to do is we have our original ROM. You want to make sure it's a newer version. I think the version of MAME that Paul created is like 200 something. So don't have a ROM from the 90s. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our download page, assuming you're a contributor at the moment. We're going to go to all downloads. Might look a little different for you, I'm not exactly sure. But we're going to download the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 Plus Beta 1 contributors. And I'm just going to save that to my desktop. And there it is right there. We are going to extract this. Alright, so here are our files. So I'm just going to delete the zip because just to avoid confusion. So we have our patch files and our original ROM. So the first thing is the graphic files. We don't need to patch these, we just need to move them into our ROMs. So UMK3-U114 through U117.bin, we're just going to drag over to our original ROM. And we'll make sure they went in there. There we go, 114 to 117. The other thing we need to do, I'm just going to delete these just, again, to make it less confusing. The other thing we're going to do is we have to extract our original two revision files from the original ROM. So that's .u54 and .u63. I'm just going to drag them to the desktop. So these are our original ROMs here. And then these are the IPS files that we're going to use to patch these original ROMs. To patch the ROMs, though, we need to download the IPS patcher. So if you go to ROM patcher, there's a link to it. Because something's going on with the ROM patcher, it's not working properly. So if you go down to down here where it says click here to apply the patches yourself. And this is the IPS ROM patcher. I'm going to download it. We'll save that to the desktop. Okay. So there it is. I'm going to extract those. And again, I will delete the zip file to avoid confusion. So we have our patch ROMs, our original ROM. These came from the original ROM, and we have our IPS patcher. Let's open Lunar IPS. And we're going to select apply IPS patch. And the first thing it does, it pops up looking for a file and it says select IPS file to use. We're going to use the IPS files that we have in this folder. So go to desktop. It is UMK3P beta 1K. And we'll start with 54 because why not? So we'll select that one. Then it's going to pop up and say select the file to patch. Well, that's on our desktop. Now it's not going to show anything, because down here it says you're looking for most common ROM files. We want to change this to all files, and then it will show us all the files on our desktop or whatever folder you're looking at. And we will choose the U54 folder, and it says it was successfully patched. We're going to do that the same exact process for the other file. So we're going to start with U63.ips, and then 63. All right, they are both now patched. I'm done with the patcher. I can get rid of it. I'm done with my IPS files. So these are now the patched files, and we just need to put these back into our original ROM. So I'm going to do that. It's going to say, do you want to copy and replace? Yes, we do. Alright, now they're in there. I'm done with these. So now we have a Mortal Kombat 3 Plus ROM. But we need the version of MAME to play that. As of right now, on the website, I don't, for some reason, have access to see that. So I'm just going to download the old MAME 64. It's not going to run properly, but hopefully for you, you'll have the new version of MAME 64 Plus on here. You'll know it's old when it says it was created in last changed in December of 2018. That is not the correct version. You want the one that was created sometime in 2019. And it should show up here. It just doesn't for me. So I'm just going to get this version. We'll save that to our desktop. Okay, now we have our our MAME64 here. I'm going to extract that. There we go. I'll delete my zip again to avoid confusion. So with your new version of MAME64, there's no folders, look at that. So we have to create a ROMs folder. Is it ROMs or ROM? I think it's ROMs, whatever. And we're going to put our ROM in there, but first you want to rename your ROM file from UMK3 .zip to UMK3p.zip. The new version of MAME will recognize this as its own game. And I'm going to drag that to my ROMs folder. I don't know if you just open MAME and go to the ROM, if it'll work or not. I don't, again, I don't have the correct version of MAME here. But what I do is I create batch files to run the games, just in case. Some versions of MAME don't just launch the games properly. So if I go to create a new text document here, so it wants to be called new text document.txt. I'll call it like UMK3 plus p, but you want to change the .text to .bat. Okay, if for some reason your computer does not show the dot whatever at the end, if you go up to view, if you're using Windows 10, and you select file name extensions, you want to be able to see those. If you don't, then it'll look like this. So file name extension, so we can see it. It says umk3p.bat, and we're going to right click and go to edit, and to start this we're going to do start start MAME64 space UMK3p, and I'm going to save that, and then when I open this it would open the game. And the reason it didn't open the game is because I don't have the right version of MAME. But if I change this to UMK3, save, change the ROM file to UMK3, it should open just fine. But because I don't have the right version of MAME here, I won't have correct graphics. There's no title. If I go to play it, I'm missing pictures, and that's it.